Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Psychic Medium Raymond Guzman, and I am here with the Tea with Spirit show, and we're going to do some chatting. Just waiting for a lot of you to come on. Hi Amanda Panda. Hi Nikki. Hey Ryan. Hey everyone. Hi Nicole. Hi Vicky. Hi Priestess. Hey. Just waiting for everybody to come on. 27 people. Hi Jillian. Hi Jamie. Hi Mr. Shoddy Red. Oh, Linda, that's awesome. She says, I got my book today. Thank you. I love it so far. I'm so glad to hear that. Hey, Levi, all the way from the UK. Guys, thank you so much for being here. Typically, I do this on Wednesday nights. I decided to do this today because I'm going to be out of the office from Wednesday through Saturday. And I have some surprises, so I can't speak about it, but just know there are some surprises in store. Hi from Australia. Hi, Emma. It must be really early in the morning over there. Probably about 7 or 8, 8-ish, maybe 9. All right, so I'm going to get started. Today we have a lot to talk about. I will try to squeeze in some readings, but I want to talk about quite a bit of things. The first thing that I want to talk about is that the merchandise I have here, the mug, Love and Light, Period Poo, which is one of the merch items. I ordered it in the hot pink color. Basically, if you turn it around, it's the same thing. I wish they would have done the handle in pink. They need to get that together. That's Teespring, but it's a white handle. But for the most part, it has this design on it. So if you haven't picked up your mug yet, I don't have anything in it because I have my water over here. So I have my Invisalign. I can't actually drink anything else than water. So Albina, thank you. She says, I love your glow up, Ray. So I have that out. Like I said, Wednesday through Thursday. Wednesday through Saturday, I will be out of the office. So those of you that be 4 to 6 weeks, I'm getting a high influx from the last sale that I had of my readings. Hold on, this thing is saying that its connection is unstable. There we go. So hopefully y'all can hear me. But I'm getting to them. And I thank you so much for your patience. I know that a lot of you that are tuning in today are probably wondering, what is this here, this design? It is a bat pendant. It is made by Jamie Spinello. She's out of Austin, Texas. And the stone is it's a clairvoyant stone. I've never heard it. Hold on, it says connection is unstable. I'm hoping that we don't have a problem with that. So I apologize if the connection is a little unstable. You know how that goes. Thank you. So, yeah, it's doing that. There we go. All right, so let me know if you can hear me. Sorry about that, if it's unstable. Okay. If it continues, what I'll do is I'll end this live and then come back with another one so that we can pick up. So because I don't want to continue to do the whole live and it be constantly, saying unstable, yada, yada, yada. So I have that. Also, the energy this month, it's very, a lot of people are finding it challenging. Some are enjoying it. Just let me know in the comments how y'all are feeling right now. There's a lot of people going through some serious crap right now, like tests that they're going through in their life. I have quite a bit of people that I know of that are going through it. And yeah, depression, loneliness. It's a very challenging time, even though the month, is all about Halloween and spirituality, and the veil between the living and the dead is the thinnest, and it's highlighted, your psychic senses and spiritual abilities are heightened. It's just a very hectic month compared to other Octobers. I can tell because I can feel it myself. There's a lot of things going on in the universe, and just what's going on is like, there's a big shift right now that's happening, and I feel like it's almost like clearing out a lot of the negative and filtering it and making room for the positive. So just hang in there if it gets kind of bumpy. People are going to be having nightmares or having dreams, and I've been doing a lot of astral traveling and that's not fun. So I have to remember to ground myself. If you're astral traveling like I do, you need to have and I was reminded about this when I spoke to my friend Pam, to use a hematite stone that helps ground you, a clear quartz. You can sleep with those underneath your pillow, and also just speak to your higher selves and your spirit guides and tell them that you don't want to astral travel before you go to sleep. But yeah, I've been astral traveling and having some intense dreams. They're not scary, but they were pretty intense, and people that I didn't know, etc. So it's very interesting. Yeah, I've been having some anxiety issues as well, which is very weird because I thought, I had gotten past that chapter of my life with anxiety, but it happens to all of us. Like no matter how many years you've been doing this, or how, strong you are, or how developed your abilities are, we're all still human and prone to that. Glow's been waking between 3 and 4 each. Me too, like 3 in the morning, between 3 and 4. Actually, when I had that intense dream, it was right around 3 a.m. I looked at it. But it's intense energy this month. The best thing I can say is try to avoid big crowds if you can. A lot of you are going to find more comfort in your home space. Be praying. I'm not saying to be a hermit, or I don't like to use that word, but more introverted. You can mix it up, but just make sure that maybe you go out when you feel like it's the best time, where there's not a lot of people, or a lot of different energies. Or if there are people that you're going to have to be around with that are negative, kind of try to avoid them, and take your protective crystals. Be sure that you're saging, because the energy is pretty intense. I'm just reading the comments here. Crystal Lewis, are you live daily? No, I'm live every Wednesday when I do my free readings to give back to y'all, to the community, to the spiritual community. I'm live. But sometimes I change it up, like this case, since I'm going to be out. Hi, Jason Herbert from Boston. My best friend, Amber. Well, my old friend, Amber, she's one of my best friends. We went to high school together. She's actually in Salem right now, Salem, Massachusetts, with her boyfriend. They're visiting Salem, and she's like showing all these cool pictures of things that are going on over there. Hi, Liz. Oh, Ebert, I'm sorry. I'm telling you, I butcher names, and it's not done intentionally. The crystal that I'm wearing, it's a blue tiger's eye. It's a rare crystal. You can't really tell like it's blue unless it goes a certain way. It looks almost grayish, silverish, but that's what it is. Yeah, there's a little bit of TV and radio on the background, but it's like far away, but you can still hear it. It resonates over here. So I do apologize if you're hearing that. Just try to ignore it. I'm speaking as loud as I can so you can hear it. But this crystal is supposed to help with like clairvoyance and stuff like that, to open your abilities. Jill T and everyone that has questions, I will be doing some readings a little bit later on. Let's see, Liz Ray, when you show that tourmaline candle yesterday, do you think tourmaline in the candle is a good as having crystals in the bed for you. Yes, it's the same thing. I mean, it's not the same thing because you can't put a candle in bed with you, but it's all about the protection that the candle offers. But you can definitely have that. Also, a piece of tourmaline in your bed. Is the necklace heavy? No, it's actually lightweight. To me, it's lightweight, but I'm used to wearing necklaces. Someone that hasn't or doesn't wear necklaces, they probably will think that, yeah, that it's very heavy. All right, so I wanted to do a psychic reading live. Before I do this reading live on the demon house, viewer discretion is advised at this point. Any empaths, anyone that's sensitive, you may want to tune off. Again, this is my warning kind of heads up to those of you that would be listening. I'm going to start saying a prayer to protect myself. And then I'm going to be going into doing a live psychic reading on the demon house. Also referring to some information as a background to begin with on here. So I'm already having a little bit of anxiety because I'm not used to doing psychic readings live on here, especially channeling something like this. Oh my God. All right. So Saint Michael, the Archangel, defend us in battle, be our protection against the wickedness and snares of the devil. May God rebuke him, we humbly pray. And do thou, O Prince of the heavenly hosts, by the power of God, cast into hell Satan and all evil spirits who pour out throughout the world seeking the ruin of souls. Amen. Dear God, I ask that you surround me and all of my viewers with a white light and protect us while I'm doing this reading. All right, amen. So I just had to do this prayer because, again, when I'm reading these energies, it's serious. I'll be tapping into certain things, which I already talked to my spirit guides. And I want my spirit guides to kind of give me the information rather than me tapping in directly into that demon house, which is no longer, by the way, standing. It was demolished. That's my understanding. Now, for those of you that don't know, what is the demon house? It's referred to that as by Zach Bagans of the Travel Channel of Ghost Adventures, who purchased this home after it was abandoned. This is the thing that I don't get. Why someone would want to, well, I do get it. I don't even need to ask this question, but in my right mind, I think other people would ask themselves, why would Zach buy the house that was supposedly, this was a real demonic possession? Why would he buy it? I know that he did it for the documentary, but beyond the documentary, the docuseries, whatever, like, I mean, I guess, to me, I feel like a part of him, this is just my opinion, like a part of him really, and Nicole and I actually brought this up in an email, so I'm going to talk about it, Nicole, if you don't mind, about Zach. You know, the fact that he bought it, I feel like there's a skeptic side to him still, and it could be that he has been in this profession for so many years that things lure him to, yes, he demolished it, but I'm talking about before the fact that he demolished it. The fact that he even acquired it for this. I know that some people would say, well, he made a documentary or whatever. He made money off of it. But the fact that he bought it is what is very concerning. Now, Nicole and I had an email conversation. It was very brief. And it was about Zach and how he has changed. Now, I'm not throwing Zach under the bus at all. I think he's a very handsome, attractive person. I feel like he is really a pioneer in the industry, and I have so much respect for him. So anything that I say in this video, I don't want to be misconstrued as me kind of like bashing him or talking shit, because I'm not. He is, a pioneer in the industry. As far as ghost hunting, he's been doing it for years. We cannot deny that Zach has gone through transformations. The fact that he is not the same person that he was. And I think that people that would be listening to this live right now would be saying, well, no one is the same as they used to be, which is true in a sense. But on a spiritual level, Zach is not the same person. Even physically, look at Zach Bagans, the young Zach Bagans, and you look at him now, it's like a total 180 or 360. He's entirely different, which is the thing that in the back of my mind when I did the Yorktown Memorial Hospital thing, I'm still thinking, will that change me in some kind of way? I feel like the same person. I haven't really had any paranormal experiences, but again, I didn't go in there provoking spirits or demonic entities. And I've never done this before. This was like the first time that I actually have done it, and I'm not doing it again, ever again. But his energy has transformed completely. And like I had spoken about, I did a psychic reading on Zach, maybe about 2 years ago, maybe a year ago. And I spoke about things, and a lot of people came for me at the time. They were like, oh, well, you're saying everything that's already known, blah, blah, blah. But if you pay attention to the reading that I did, there's a lot of things that I have said that have come to pass about him and things that are happening. But Zach has been touched by demonic spirits, and that's known through his documentaries, of his experiences, etc. But when I talk about he's been touched, I feel like he's had multiple entities inside of him. Now, this home that I'm not going to show a picture of it, but you can Google it if you want to. That home had several demons in the home. It was not just one. It was like a legion of demons in that home. That person that was affected and her children, Latoya, which I'll get into in a minute, I'll get into her. But when I looked, I actually watched, I think it was the other day, maybe about 3 or 4 days ago, I watched Zach's Demon House documentary, etc. I never had seen it up until this point. The terror of the people that he was able to get on the camera and talk about this stuff was terrifying. Like, I'm having anxiety just talking about it. You can't see anxiety all the time, but I feel like very nervous just talking about it. The people that were interviewed that came on the camera, they were very, very scared. You could tell that they had been traumatized to a certain point, which is very scary. This whole thing, like, Zach went from a ghost hunter to then acquiring haunted objects, demon-possessed objects. He bought another house, etc. It's like a culmination, and then he got a demon tattooed on his back. There's like, because he was possessed in Poveglia Island, supposedly, those people that would that follow the show. Poveglia is a very haunted location, which I'll be doing a psychic reading on that later this month. But yeah, he's gone through transformations. The people that were involved in this case originally, I'm just giving you a backstory so that y'all can get, before I get into it really deep. The people that were involved in all of this documentary or in the actual demonic possession exorcism of this whole thing, every single person was affected. The social workers, one of them, she said that she had suffered broken bones, I believe. One of the police officers was outside of a diner, and he actually was on snow. He slipped, and he could feel his feet being pulled. And this was not even at the house. And he was then slammed onto the concrete, and he was unconscious for a minute or so. And he actually got up. Zach was affected with his eyesight. A lot of you have commented that already. He actually had double vision. I don't know what that is called, that condition, but his eyesight is not the same. And according to what I saw in that docuseries, etc., he has to wear glasses forever. This is not a reversible condition, as far as I know. There were other people that were there that developed. One of them developed cancer. The other person, I can't remember what exactly happened. Oh, the brother of Latoya, or uncle, it was one of the guys, I can't remember exactly. He, after doing the interview with Zach, he felt like Zach may have been possessed or had something on him still when he did the interview with him for this docuseries, because shortly after he met with Zach, he also was evicted from his own apartment, from his own sister's home, or etc., and he had to find something else. So like I said, this is not about putting fear in people. I don't want you to be fearful after watching this. But I do want to say something and be very cautious, which is something that I should have, realized going into that haunted hospital. Like I said, when you go into places that are extremely haunted or have demonic entities in them, you're leaving an imprint of yourself in that place. And these things can follow you back to wherever you live. So let me go ahead and read to y'all more. I want to, because I'm just giving you some of the stuff, but I may be getting it a little wrong as far as the facts. This is not my psychic insight yet, but I'm going to get to that. I'll tell you when it's my psychic insight. Now, Zak Bagans' Demon House, this is coming from Google, and this was written by Sarah Barr and Marissa Kwiatkowski, and it was published in the Indianapolis Star on February 16, 2019. So I'm just citing my sources on here. And this story was initially published on December 28th, 2018. Now, when Zak Bagans, the host of the executive producer of Ghost Adventures on the Travel Channel, read an indie story about Latoya Ammon's allegations of demon possession inside of the demon house in Gary, Indiana, he was hooked. Okay, notice that he was hooked, which is very true to what he had said on camera as well when he was doing this docuseries. Just reading here. Yeah, you got to be careful where you go. Now, Ammon's claimed this is a lady that was possessed and her family were affected, her children. She claimed that she and her 3 young children had been possessed by spirits inside the rental home from 2011 to 2012. Now, the Gary Police Department and the Indiana Department of Child Services investigated. A priest performed exorcisms, and even some of the biggest skeptics were made into believers. When the actual social worker went in there, I believe, they witnessed the boy, one of the children of Latoya's children, actually levitating and walking backwards up the walls, up the wall. That made him a believer. The police that came on, all the people that were involved in this case, they are believers because they never saw this before in their life. Like, how do you explain that? This is a house. It's this house right here, or it was a house. Now it was, it's been demolished. Now, Bagans made the 2008 documentary horror film Demon House about Ammon's strange tale. It was released on March 16th of 2018. Now, here's the 10 frequently asked questions about the documentary and the real-life case that inspired the chilling tale. Let me see here. What happened in the Demon House in Gary, Indiana? Ammon's claims that she and her 3 children were possessed by demons inside the Northwest Indiana home when they began renting it in November 2011. Immediately after they arrived, Ammon's told Indy Star that despite cold December temperatures, large black flies, now listen to this, black flies swarmed their screen and porch, and they kept coming back even when the family killed them. Ammon's mother, Rosa Campbell, told Indy Star reporter Marissa Kwiatkowski, I'm going to just say Marissa. From there, things got really strange. Campbell and Ammons heard footsteps on the basement stairs late at night. Okay? The basement and kitchen doors creaked open unassisted. And then they claimed that the demons got to the 3 children. They told Indy Star that the kids' eyes bulged, their voices deepened, and they sported evil smiles while possessed. The 9-year-old boy described what it felt like to be killed and walked up the wall in the presence of a family case manager, which is and hospital nurse. There was 2 in there. The 7-year-old clenched his hands around his older brother's throat and wouldn't let go until the adult pried him off. The 12-year-old girl floated above the bed while unconscious, and the family said, the police investigated and the Indiana Department of Child Services intervened, and the DCS found Ammons guilty of neglect for not sending her children to school regularly. I feel like the mother, this is my psychic insight, the mother was so terrified that they would become possessed and hurt other children that perhaps she didn't want to send them to school. I don't feel like she was capable of even having the willpower to send them to school because she herself was actually affected. Like she was going through a lot of things herself. She regained custody of her children 6 months later. Notice that, 6. Like they say, the devil's number is 666. Okay. And the family moved into a new home with no reports of demons. The case was closed in February 2013. Okay, question that people have. What does demon possession feel like? She said, Ammon said that she felt weak, lightheaded, and warm while possessed. It's not uncommon for people that are under demonic possession or oppression to have extreme body temperature changes and actually become very heated, like super hot flash. It's like worse than that, kind of like having like a fever and you just don't know why. Your face gets hot, etc. Especially in the presence of an exorcist or a demonologist or someone of high faith that is going to kind of get rid of these demons, etc. I'm not going to go through all of this because it's a lot. But one of the questions here on this article was there really a demon in the demon house? Bagans has no other explanation. Something was inside the house that had the ability to do things that I have never seen before, he told Indy via email in 2006. There was something in there that was very dark, yet highly intelligent and powerful. Okay, and the Carolina Street Demon House was said to be haunted by more than 200 demons. So this is the house itself. For those of you that can't see, you can Google. Now, when I look at this house, I see a person standing, a male, on the window looking back at me. I see a lot of portals that are open on the property. And I feel like it's not just that house, but actually the whole neighborhood has portals. But people, I don't know if other people experienced anything in their own homes, etc. The house itself, it was darkness. They say 200 demons. I feel like that was like an incorrect number, like way more than that. Because there was things coming in and out of that place. This is psychic insight. So there were so many bad things around here. There's been murders. There's been a lot of accidents around this neighborhood, etc. Now, I'm not even from Gary, Indiana, so I wouldn't know. This is what Spirit is telling me. The house itself has like when it was standing, when I'm looking at the picture, it has a black aura all around it. Like the whole house has a cloud of darkness around it. Zach, when he went in there, he was very affected. And one of the other crew members, I remember they became extremely violent. And he had, like I said, this vision problems. Going in the house itself, apart, like how did it open up all these vortexes, etc.? I feel like Latoya was an open vessel, a medium. She may not even realize her abilities, but I feel like they were attracted, and all the children would have abilities themselves, and they became easy magnets to these demons. That's what I'm getting from Spirit. They were very open, especially Latoya, and I feel like her gifts were more latent, and it takes just the right for like people that are empaths or psychics, or have healing abilities, and that those abilities are more latent. Sometimes it takes like a place that already has spiritual activity or vortexes open to kind of open that final ability that you have full open. Like I feel like the floodgates were super open, and so she became overwhelmed and not able to control it, and it controlled her, and that is what is so scary. Like I look at it and I just feel like disease, and every person that would have been in there would have been affected. Like before Latoya, whoever was the owner of this property, the land itself, like I would not build another home or move anything on top of the land itself. The actual ground itself it's cursed. It's like a vortex. It has several of them. So I would never, like, even if they got a priest to bless the land, etc., this is a place that even if there was a new house erected, those same things would come back and hurt other people that would be very open to this, to spirituality. I also feel like there were people that maybe went in there after she moved out and did seances or did, I don't know if they broke in through the back, but I keep feeling like there were some candles and some rituals that were done that further opened the gates around here. People have taken property. Okay, let me tell you what Spirit is telling me, which is very creepy, and it's making me very creeped out. Like, in witches, people, in witchcraft, in hoodoo, in some religions where magic is practiced, people can take graveyard dirt, they can take, dirt from a church, etc., from a business, etc. People took dirt from this whole property and they've used it. And I feel so sorry for those people that would have taken any kind of dirt from here to collect it, to have it as a memorabilia or anything. I see people taking dirt from this property and using it in spell work, etc. Those people are only opening doors for themselves. Like I've said before, and I'll reiterate it until I'm blue in the face, never take anything from any haunted location. I don't care if it's dirt. I don't care if it's a piece of hair, if it's a jewelry item that you found, or if it's a dollar bill. Don't take it. Do not take it with you. It's crazy. Okay, so let me get here further. This is when the house was being demolished. Okay, and people want to know what happened to Latoya Ammons now. Like, where is she? Ammons, her mother, and her children live in Indianapolis without fear. She told Indy Star in 2014. Both Ammons and Maginot signed movie deals separate from Bagans. Filmed with Evergreen Media Holdings in 2014 with Lee Daniels set to direct, but the current status of the project is unclear. Okay. So I'm going to get more into this. What I get is that people are kind of like doubting the credibility of Latoya and all of this that happened, because even though other people were key witnesses, they didn't see it. And the fact that she is accepted, or the family has worked into getting, excuse me, I'm about to sneeze, getting a movie deal. They think that because, it's all fake or it's staged, or they want money and got greed out of it. I feel like a part of Latoya doesn't even want to do the movie, because she knows, like, it's like reopening those doors and those gateways. I will say this. I feel like there is someone that wants to do this movie and that will eventually get it out. It will come out. But the thing is that just like with Heather O'Rourke and all the other, like, Poltergeist, the Exorcism and stuff like that, if people decide to do production, Hollywood type of thing, there is serious danger. Very serious danger that they're going to open gates. And even if they're not in that property anymore or in that area, that things are going to follow them and open up. Like I said, these movies that Hollywood does, they open up things. They open up portals and gateways, etc. So I feel like, again, she is going to be affected for her the rest of her life. I feel like Latoya, wherever she is, she has anxiety. This has changed her completely. For Zach, I feel like he has anxiety. I feel like a part of Zach is more, a little bit more guarded and protected. Like, going forward, he doesn't want to do the same things that he was doing because there's danger about it. But the thing is, with Hollywood, a lot of these people tend to not care about the paranormal. They do the movies on the paranormal, but it's all greed. And it's all about the money and what they can get. So they are going to have to really be careful. I would never recommend them doing a movie or reenacting any of this. But I feel like they are. Eventually, within the next 3 years or less, there will be some kind of movie kind of based on this. They may not refer to the Demon House or etc., but it will be a similar movie. And the people, the actors and actresses that would do this, I feel sorry for them. Like I really do. I would never want to reenact this. Let me get back into this article so I can tell you some more. Excuse me. Okay, I'm gonna look up a photograph. 1 second. This was Latoya. Okay, that, or I should say that is Latoya, but maybe not the same anymore. She is very, very open. I feel like she had a lot of things going on in her life before all of this. I feel like there was problems in her love life. There was problems with money, etc. And I don't know if she's changed her name or she goes by a different name, because Spirit is talking about her having to conceal her identity for the sake and her protection, because there are psycho people out there that are after her, not necessarily to get a movie deal or etc., but to, like, you know, people that may be very like religious fanatic and think that, you know, that they want to hurt her in some kind of way. This is crazy. But I would, you know, I feel like for the rest of her life, she's going to be, I feel like when she goes out, she wears sunglasses now. I don't know. That's what Spirit is showing me. I feel like she puts on different kind of wigs to change up her looks, etc. And she's not the same person that she was before. So it's a whole complicated, yeah, it's a whole complicated story, etc. But I feel like there's something unclosed in this whole case. I don't believe that the exorcism got rid of the entity. It may have got rid of it temporarily, but I feel like that entity, those entities, that legion, whatever, of bad things are in there. Okay, they're still in the atmosphere. They're still here in the physical realm, and so it's very possible that her family, if she's not careful and follows more of like closing and channeling her abilities correctly, that those things could come back to her and her family wherever she's at as well. And I feel like that's what she's dreading the most. Okay, so like people ask me, now I'm going to stop, you know, talking about that and do some readings in a minute. But the one thing that I will say is a lot of people ask me, are demons real? Is possession real? Is the devil real? Are demons real? The answer to that is yes. It is. It's very real. Just like God is real, the divine power, the Holy Spirit, whatever you want to call it, that's very real. So are, you know, the darker side. And that's all I have to say on it. So that was my reading. I know I spoke a lot and I gave you all a lot of facts, but you know, I feel like her health has gone through some issues as well. And I wouldn't be surprised if down the road she goes through some more physical things that we don't know. But the best thing is to stay deeply rooted in your faith. And I'm not saying, you know, to go to religion and turn to that, but have a strong faith in a higher power, because there is good in this world. There are angels. Angels exist, and they can protect you. Dal J for Josh says, Ray, when demolishing homes filled with spirits, would burning the remains and debris help purify the premise? No. No. I feel like any grounds that have been tainted or that have like souls buried, etc., those should be vacant and left alone. In some cases, it may help, but in some cases where if it was just regular souls, she wouldn't have been going through this. This was because it was not just a regular home. It was actually demonic. The grounds have a lot of vortexes, etc. There are places in this world that have vortexes that can never be closed. They just are there. I don't know how to close them. I don't know if other people know. Excuse me, but no. If you can tell, I have a lot of anxiety, so I'm just shielding myself in a white light, and I'm going to protect myself and my energy and protect all my viewers and surround them in a white light. Okay, so I had to close that channeling. That's out. I close and protect my energy. So I'm going to go through the questions. If y'all have questions about what I just spoke about, let me just go through these questions, because when I was channeling and going through all that, I really didn't read y'all's questions. Oh, Mary Murillo says, I live literally like 30 minutes from Gary, and they say Gary is cursed because of the house. It gives you a creepy feeling going there. I've gone through a few times. Yeah, and what's crazy is that people have taken, I cannot believe that I even saw that, people taking dirt from this property. Hey, Leslie Michelle, thank you for being here. She got rid of Shannon. Bye, Shannon, wherever she is. I don't know what Shannon said. Marie Petty says, I'm not sure the attraction for low energy. It's very sad. I always said people around who bring you up and celebrate life and positivity. Yeah. I will say this while I'm reading your comments. There's entities that know Zach, and they're waiting for him. Like, there are people there. I mean, these entities are not people, but they're waiting for, and the more that he does this, I feel like he's never going to stop this intrigue in the paranormal, etc. He's going to always have that. They are going to be waiting for that moment that he has a near-death experience, or etc. He has to really protect himself. Like, I feel like he needs to really stop doing the spiritual work that he does. Well, it's not really spiritual, it's the ghost investigating these dark things, and maybe turn more into the spiritual side for protection, etc. Because I feel like there's nothing good coming out of this. Even his Aaron is the guy that was part of the Ghost Adventures, or still is. He's been changed completely as well. Like, they're not the same. Julie Larson says, the house I grew up in Massachusetts was built in 1810, and we had weird things happen, but nothing demonic. Yeah, like I said, there's a lot of old structures that may have cemeteries with human remains. I mean, it's common. Like, if you look at the world in general, it's been around for, hundreds and thousands and millions of years. There are going to be places that we don't know that have human remains underneath the ground or on top of the ground. But most of the time they're harmless, and they're not going to cause like demonic hauntings, etc. All right. Let's see here. JLT, hey Ray, what do you think about cemeteries? Are they taking up the land? I feel like a lot of people think that the dead reside in the cemeteries. While some may, that's just a dwelling place for the remains. It is consecrated ground, since it has been blessed during, the final passages into the ground. There are priests that do ceremonies and bless the land, and the hole that people are going to be buried into. But for the most part, it is a ground where a lot of evil can lurk as well, like things that are darker can be there. But I don't feel like they're taking up the land. I don't understand your question. Are they taking up the land? Can you be more specific, Jill? This is for Jill T. A lot of people that do magical work like hoodoo, etc., they will take cemetery dirt or graveyard dirt and use it in spells to amplify their spells, to have a stronger spiritual connection. I don't believe in doing that, because to me that is very disrespectful. Even though I understand why they do it, but again, I feel like you never know what was in that dirt. The energy. I'm not talking about like what's in the dirt, like bacteria or stuff like that. The energy behind it, and what what is attached to that dirt. Because yes, even in cemeteries, even in these sacred grounds, that there is energy attached to the earth itself, and you don't know what part of the earth that you're bringing back with you. So I always like stay away. Like I do rituals and stuff like candle magic, etc. But I've never dressed a candle or used any kind of graveyard dirt for it ever, and I never will. Somebody said, what about people that do spirit box sessions and there and conducting evidence there? You know, I don't feel like it's necessarily a bad thing, but it's almost like the Ouija board. When you're doing spirit box sessions, you never know what you're reaching out to. When we as mediums are channeling, typically we're channeling one specific soul, or we're working with our spirit guides and channeling that way the information. But if you go into it with prayer, I will say this: if you go into it with prayer and protection, and only asking, you know, good souls that you would know. A lot of the people that do spirit box sessions are reaching out to only one person, but you never know, like, if that is the soul that's coming through, unless that person is very, you know, protected and really is, I would say, like, not a novice, but someone that knows what they're doing. But with everything, there's a risk. You know, I'm not going to talk smack about it because I bought a spirit box radio recently. I haven't used it that much. I haven't used it but maybe one time, but I don't feel like there's nothing bad with it. Ouija boards, yes, I would not use a Ouija board at all, because to me that just opens up portals. It's a little different. Pendulums, no, I don't feel like pendulums are bad. So a lot of times you can communicate with your pendulum and your spirit guides and just speak to your spirit guides to give you the answers through the pendulum. So no, I'm not worried about the pendulums. Okay, let me read here. What is a safe way to communicate with your spirit's angels? Like I said, start off with a prayer, start off with a meditation, and then your prayer. Visualizing a white light around you. It can be a gold light, it can be a purple light, basically whatever type of light that you feel would connect you to your spirit guides and angels, and just ask for the highest of all good and all concern to come through. Somebody asked about Aaron, which is the guy that is with Zach's friend, paranormal investigator as well. Is he sick? Has he gone through things? You know, I can do a reading on Aaron, but I feel like there's definitely a lot of things going on with him. And even in the very beginning, when they were like Nick, Zach, and Aaron, they had, you know, Aaron Goodwin, yes. Aaron was always like the one when they did spirit box sessions, or, you know, they would go into haunted paranormal things. They would reach out to Aaron. They would know Aaron directly. I feel like out of the three, he is the one that is really like a medium, but not even aware of it. He has medium abilities and he's very open to it. But yes, he has been affected, but I feel like he doesn't go to the limits that Zach does. He knows when to like back down, but there's things that they've done that have fallen. All right, so let's get into the readings here. Those of you that want a general reading, just go ahead and say general. I'm going to be using this deck tonight. This is the Oracle of the Unicorns. I love this deck completely. It's a 44 card and guidebook book set, and it was by Blue Angel Publishing. Trying to feel Cordelia Francesca Brab is the actual person that did this deck. So beautiful. All right, guys, I hope I didn't spook y'all out. I know a lot of people are like, ooh, Raymond's, doing a lot of dark readings. Something's wrong with him. No, the only reason, like I said, those of you that are tuning in now, the reason that I'm doing a lot of these readings is because we are in October, which is I've never done any kind of, haunted series like throughout the whole month, etc. So I'm just doing it now, but I'm still the same Raymond. And once this month is over with, I won't be doing any more of these darker readings. I'll be going back to celebrity and historical readings. Okay, so 30 minutes. I'm going to do some readings here. Tomorrow, I actually get to change my Invisalign. I'll be in tray 2, like my actual second tray, because each set of trays are good for 2 weeks. So I've already completed 2 weeks, and I can feel the changes. And so I'll be on my second tray. Yippee. These cards are really beautiful, but they're really heavy too. Like, this is what I have trouble. My hands are not that big, but I don't have long fingers, and they're kind of hard to shuffle. But I love the illustrations. Okay, Jen Esco, she asked for a reading, so I'm going to read Jen Esco. Okay, Jen, let's see what we pull out for you. Okay, for Jen Esco, the first card I got here is Strength. It says that this challenge will make you stronger. You will get through to the other side. Look for the gifts in the situation. I think like sometimes we always look for the, when we're going through some challenges in our life, whether it's financial for you, Jen, or it's love life issues, we always tend to sometimes focus on what's wrong. And Spirit wants you to focus on what is the possibility of changes. Like, change is good. This is also a dark unicorn, which is almost like the shadow side, the things that are the darker aspects to ourselves that we would be going through in healing for you. The other card for you, Jen, is Intuition. It says, listen to the whispers of your heart, your divination tools to help you decide. Trust your intuition no matter what. And that's what it looks like. So I feel like Spirit is saying for you to trust your intuition and don't, doubt yourself. Okay, the next thing here is leadership. That's that card here. It says, step into your leadership, share your message, inspire and empower others. So that's what it's saying, is for you to really just empower others, etc. Share your message. All right, so let's see here. Who is the next person? Sassy 2-1. Sassy. The card I got for you is Intention. Be clear and decisive. Focus on what you really want. Be bold with your requests to the universe. So maybe you have doubts in your life right now. Sassy 2-1. It's saying for you to be, very specific in what your intentions that you're putting out, the things that you want to, because I feel like you may have like a lot of different choices to make, whether it's like, your physical self, your health, but also, even, your decision making. It kind of sways back and forth like a pendulum. The Spirit is saying for you to be very decisive. The next card is Prosperity. It says, a gift of money is on its way. Your income is increasing. Manage your finances with love. So paying attention to your finances. If you've been going through financial troubles, this is something to pay attention to, okay? And lastly, Sassy 2-1, passion. Do what excites you. Get fired up about your life. Increase your energy levels. So it's a very, like, kind of like the phoenix rising from the ashes. It's like a fire element here to this card. It's saying for you to really just focus on what brings you joy. What is it that you want to do? Because I feel like you have been going through stagnation, Sally 2-1. So Spirit is saying for you to just keep going. All right? You're welcome, Jen. Okay. Okay, let's see who else. Vicky Langley. Let's do Vicky Langley. All right, Vicky. What this first card is dance. It says, move your body to music, dance with the rhythm of life, manifest your dreams through dance. So basically, like those of you, like for Vicky, I feel like you may be going through some places in your life right now or areas where you just kind of feel like you don't know how to get out of a funk or get out of this depression, etc. Spirit is saying for you to kind of turn to music. You don't necessarily have to dance, even though the card has this, but yes, go ahead and get into music because it can help you. It can help you. Music is therapy in some ways. Celebration. A positive outcome is assured. Celebrate your success. Enjoy your achievements. So again, being thankful for all of the blessings in your life, no matter how big or small, is necessary right now for you. And then balance. Take your time to relax, indulge a little more or less, set boundaries with your work. I feel like you're a workaholic, Vicky. Whether it's doing things at home or worrying about other things, Spirit is saying for you to kind of take a step back and enjoy life to the fullest. Okay? Very beautiful cards. I really, really like the illustrations. Okay, let's see here. Rotrice Somerville. Let's get Rotrice Somerville. Oops. One popped out for Rotrice. Anger is the card that I got. Safely express your anger. Use anger as a positive force. Honor all of your emotions. Are sacred. Basically working through, again, our shadow self, the things that are kind of make you feel a certain way. You know, kind of not embracing all of that, but kind of stay more positive. That's one card. The next card is partnership. Teamwork will give you the better result. Find trustworthy people to partner with. Build upon a talented support team. Maybe this is something within your career, a business, or something that you're wanting to do. Spirit is reminding you to, work together with someone. Get with a friend, etc. Listen, kind of bounce ideas off of each other. Definitely do that. And the last thing I got is action. Now is the perfect time to act, take inspired action towards your dreams, move forward with confidence. Basically, Spirit is just reassuring you to not doubt yourself anymore, to stand in a very strong position where you believe and you have faith in yourself above all. Because I think a lot of times, sometimes we put faith in other people or believe, in other people's successes, and we don't celebrate our own. So Spirit is wanting you to do that. All right, so I'm going to just do about 2 more readings, and then I'm going to wrap it up for tonight. So let me just go ahead and pull some cards here. All right, let's see here. Cutie Pie. Let's see Cutie Pie. All right, Cutie Pie. So the card that I got for you is Nature. It's a very beautiful card. It says, ground yourself, find a sanctuary in nature, connect with your elementals. Basically, you may have spiritual abilities and feeling kind of unbalanced. So Spirit is saying for you to pay attention to what is going on, how you're feeling. Go barefooted, go out and sit outside in the ground, buy some hematite and wear that, okay? All right, Cutie Pie. And then you got Intuition. Listen to your intuition. Very powerful card. And finally, Abundance. It says, enjoy the bounty of life. Your supply is unlimited. Blessings are coming to you. So you got to be patient. The color of the rainbow, unity. It's coming to you, but you got to be patient, all right? Okay. One last one. Then I got to wrap it up because I am a little drained from all of this. I'll be saging after this. You're welcome, Rotrice. Guys, if I get a reading for you, more deeper reading, etc., you can go ahead and do that. I'm going to be disabling my emergency readings starting tomorrow. Actually, starting tonight. Because, like I said, I will be out of the office from Wednesday until Saturday, so I won't be able to do those emergency readings. The turnaround time for those are usually like 24 to 72 hours, so I'm disabling those. And if you purchase a reading from me, just email me with your photograph at raymondguzman@hotmail.com and your 5 questions for your reading. And I'll respond as soon as I come back. I'm back in the office. All right, so let's see. Yeah, Jessica Rosario says, love those cards. Are they part of your collection? They're not my cards, but yes, these are a set of cards that I collect, tarot cards. And I'll be doing a tarot haul soon, or oracle, card haul. Okay, let's see. Who is going to be next? Miss Pink. I love that name. I love the singer Pink. I have that song in my head. There you go, looking pitiful. I'm not gonna even get into it. Remember that song from Pink when she had, her bright pink hair. She was doing flips and looking, like a badass with her glasses. I'm not gonna get into singing, but I thought of Pink in that song. I'm a big sucker for the early 2000s, late 1990s, like all that music. That's the era that I love the most. So I actually love all the 90s, but in the early 2000s, I really like the music. Nowadays, like, music is just not the same. Okay, Miss Pink. I got for you Flow. Find an easier path forward. Surrender the outcome. Release your expectations. Maybe you're worrying. I feel like you worry, Miss Pink, about things that are outside of your control. Family members, other people, friends, etc. Spirit is wanting you to not hold space for them. long term. It's okay to hold space and, and do things for them and not, give them advice, etc. But make sure that you're not depleting yourself and you're not taking care of yourself. You need to put yourself first. The other card is compassion. Be gentle with yourself. Forgiveness will set you free. See the light in yourself and others. I feel like sometimes you take blame. A lot of times when people are in, I'm not saying this is your case, Miss Pink. A lot of times when you're like in a relationship with a narcissist, sometimes the person starts making excuses for the narcissist and starts, blaming themselves, essentially thinking that the reason that they're being treated like that by the narcissist is because of their doing. It's not the case. So if that, may apply to you, take it or leave it. It may not be like I said, it may not apply to you, Miss Pink, but there may be some kind of element of where you always make excuses for other people that treat you like dirt, etc., or they don't show you your worth. And Spirit is saying for you to make those changes. The last card I got for you is freedom. Live wild and free. Choose your freedom. Claim your independence. Spirit is wanting you to be free, to kind of not worry so much about the what ifs or the, what could possibly happen, but rather just take a leap of faith. Trust in the universe like she is doing, and go after what you want. I feel like this is your time now. You've spent so long kind of contemplating and not really enjoying the moment. Live in the moment. That's what Spirit is saying. Okay, so these are general readings. They're not, private readings where I can focus on individual energy. There's a lot of people here on this chat room, but that's it, guys, for tonight. If I didn't get to read for you, I do apologize. Thank you for being here as always. If you have not picked up a copy of Starseed Footstep Oracle cards, go ahead and pick up a copy of them. I have so many people that are buying this deck. It's a good Christmas gift, stocking stuffer. Christmas is coming up with the holidays. And don't forget my merch. One of the cups here, love and light with the evil eye, the sun, the ray of light, the rays of light and the sun represents you guys. And I have the evil eye or the all-seeing eye here for protection. So blessings and love and light, guys. I really enjoyed it. Please enjoy your night and the whole week ahead. And again, thank you for being here. Blessings and love and light. Have an amazing, amazing night. Period, Pooh. Bye.